have a serious talk with them. Unfortunately, I think it might be me, so I'll be talking to myself most of the night, I guess.
Jeff, you've been going against Brandon's teams for a number of years. This one seems like the first one he's had here that could make the NCAA tournament.
Yep.
What's changed this year?
Well, I think they've been, you could see glimpses of that last year, and, I think a couple things. I think defensively, Jackson makes a big difference down there. She defends the rim, so they're getting more stops down there. I think offensively, they've got some players that can be mismatched players in Chancellionte if you get the right matchup. So they've just got more pieces. I mean, it's not a magical thing, right? You have pieces, and they've got players that, Franklin has stuck through it, and there's something to be said for players that kind of stick through it. And, they're reaping the rewards of that. I thought Franklin was a real key tonight, in stretches. And then Prater took over, down the stretch. So these are players that have been in and kind of coming, but they've just got more options than they've had, I think. And they're playing well.
Yeah, well,
Go ahead.
during kind of the stretches of dormant offense, and then obviously in the first half, and then third quarter, and then at the very end, what is it? Is it just is ball movement not happening? Is it just shots not falling? What did you kind of see that went into that?
Boy, I mean, when you're 1 of 22, Tim, it seems like a fairly easy answer. I know that when you're 1 of 22 from 3 and they're daring you to shoot it almost, I thought it was kind of Mackey hits the 1-3 we get. So I guess I got greedy. I ran a play for Mackey, and then she hit the side of the backboard with the next wide open 3. So I guess I got greedy. I was hoping for 2 in a row. It was just kind of one of those nights where we just weren't shooting the ball real confidently. And, kind of the balance for us sometimes when teams do that is you can become fixated with getting lead touches, and you're open on the very first pass, and you're really not ready to shoot it. So we've got to find a little bit better balance there with our ball movement, and I've got to take a look at some things to help them.
I mean, I know that you were kind of iffy on Serena's availability, and she played a good chunk tonight. What did you think of how
She actually looked better down the second half. It looked like she kind of forgot about it, and sometimes that happens. The adrenaline gets going. In the first half, I didn't think she was really pushing the envelope. I didn't think she was cutting very hard. I didn't think she was driving the ball. But then in the second half, it looked like she cut loose and forgot about it a little bit. I think it's the bye week for us comes at a good time in that we've got, it's a late bye week. We were supposed to have it last week. We probably need a little refresher, both physically and mentally. It's a grind of a season, and we've got a young group, and I would say that it comes at a good time for us. And it comes at a good time for Serena's ankle, because the ankle is swollen. Proud of her for pushing through it, and proud of her for being able to play. And the ankle was swollen today. I did feel like coming over here, there was a real good chance she was going to play. She was real positive at our shoot-around in Manhattan, so I felt pretty good, unless we got a surprise in warm-ups, and we didn't. Of course, I didn't ask her either, so, stayed away from her.
And then this is obviously a road loss for you guys. Is there some kind of through line that you can find that you kind of put your finger on what has led to some of these troubles on the road?
Well, you mentioned we're having the droughts. And I think we're having some defensive lapses right now. But a lot of it's just had to do with the schedule, if I'm being honest. I mean, with our last 3 Wednesday road games were Baylor, Texas, Iowa State, not in that order, but I think it was Texas, Iowa State, and Baylor, and we just haven't played as well. And if you don't play as well in those, you're probably getting beat. You got to play really well to win those games. This is a team that's playing well. We had our chances, though. We fought back, had the lead at halftime, came out of half scoring the ball, but we came out not playing very well defensively. So I liked our fight tonight better than I have, and I think the little bit of a break here will be good for us.
Jeff, I know you mentioned Tiana's impact. You certainly remember her from the first game when she had, I think, 9 blocks and 9 turnovers, if that's correct.
Yeah.
She's kind of a unique player, and she's had kind of a well-worn path to get here. What does she do that makes her such a formidable presence inside? And watching her play, how high can her ceiling be?
Yeah, I've had a lot of great shot blockers. She looks like she's got great timing. She's got great poise to that. She's patient with it. You know, she doesn't. She has the length to wait to commit to block the shot, which a lot of players, you know, they commit to the shot fake. They commit to things too early. She looks like she plays that area. Offensively, you know, where she hurt us was Lee was really rotating in that early part of the third quarter, and she was just getting drop down layups. That's where, you know, that's on us, you know, when she's getting layups. So that's on us to do a better job. But she's got a high ceiling, and I think defensively she's changed them.
Coach, the last couple of games, Ayoka Lee has been kind of trying to find her rhythm, and then she comes in today and has a double-double. What does that say about her play?
Well, she's a good player. I mean, there's no doubt about it. She's a good player. You know, teams are treating her like Griner, you know, and I say that, and I don't think that's an exaggeration at all. I don't at all. I think that there is you're getting a variety of coverages every single game, and I think what people have really started doing is, let's say you're a coach that likes to play behind the post.
Okay.
Now they're saying, no, you know, we can't give her one look the whole game. Can't play behind her the whole game. Now we've got to front her. Oh, now we've got to bring traffic around her, because that's also, if we don't handle that well on the perimeter, that can change our entries as well. So it's an area that we've got to get better at. We weren't seeing that early in the year. If you were a coach that fronted, you were pretty much committed to fronting and bringing backside help. Now everybody, you know, they started off the game, they were letting her catch it. They then went to front. They then brought more traffic. So we're seeing that now virtually every game.
Great. And then, Coach, of course, the Big 12, Kansas is now part of this Big 12 fight and everyone in the standings. How do you feel about the Big 12 conference finally gaining some big teams, and also what's next for K-State?
Well, I think it's the best it's been 1 through 10. And I think it's the best. You know, you look at everybody, and they've got wins that are significant wins. A couple years ago, we weren't able to say that. And while we always stood there and talked about our league, we also knew that you know, our job was to promote the league. This year, it really is true. There is no gimmies in our league, and I think our particular young team is learning that the hard way over the last couple weeks, is that you had better bring it every single night, because if you don't, you're going to have an off shooting night like tonight. But we still had an opportunity. So I think the league's really strong. I think that it's going to represent well in the NCAA tournament. I think Kansas is an NCAA tournament team. And I don't think that, in my mind, there's no question of that. And we've played a good schedule. So we've played people that are on that side of the bubble, and I think they've got all the pieces to be an NCAA tournament team.
Anything else for Coach?
Emily Everett had 6 of those came in the first half when you guys were kind of struggling so much. How important were those 6 and kind of keeping you
She had a
guys
big
afloat?
stretch in that second quarter. You know, that got us over the hump and got the lead going into halftime. So yeah, that was a big stretch for her.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.